What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. This is a sports edition. Today, I want to talk to you all about Caitlin Clark. Now, Caitlin Clark, as you know, she is with the Fever, the Indiana Fever. She is. They just lost their third game, the third game of the season. And it's to me, it's becoming very apparent that it was always obvious that she was facing, a lot of jealousy and resentment coming into the league. But that's not a it's not a bad thing, or it's not an odd thing, I should say, when it comes from people outside that are not on your team, and people who are not a part of your organization. So, but the thing now is, like, she's facing jealousy from her from her own teammates. And you can really see it by the things that go on the floor. Uh, like I watched one game when one of her teammates, and I'm not going to specifically point the teammate out or the teammates out, but specifically one of her teammates just refused to move, like when and give Caitlin enough space to operate, and or uh so that the teammate stood there at the top of the key while Caitlin was trying to operate, and essentially allowed the opposition to double team Caitlin. And so I was thinking to myself, like, why would and these are professional basketball players, so why wouldn't, if you pass the ball to Caitlin, you either set a pick or you just pass and cut. But to stand there and allow your man and Caitlin's man to be able to defend her, to me is just a blatant sign that, you know that either she don't know what she's doing as a professional athlete, or she's doing this on purpose, so to cut down on Caitlin, her opportunity. Another thing that I saw when the Fever, when they played the New York Liberty, and Breonna Stewart set a pick. Now, you will never see a professional, like a franchise ball player, say like LeBron James or Kevin Durant, or just name a franchise ball player, but you'll never see them, like, run into a pick the way Caitlin ran into a pick, without your teammates even calling it out. So it just seems to me that when your teammates not calling picks out, or they not moving and cutting and allowing you enough room so you can operate, or giving you, or cutting to the basket and presenting scoring opportunities, not just for you but for themselves. It's just obvious to me that, like, she's getting hate from her teammates, and they're not working. They're not working with her to try to make the team better. And also, I've seen, like, with her coach made a few statements publicly about how Caitlin has some bad habits, and she's used to shooting ill-advised shots. And she said that, like, she could get away with that at the college level. But my thing is, all superstars have, and all franchise players have flaws in their game. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, all those guys have flaws in their game. But the one thing that you can't do as a coach, especially if you're a coach who has not built up the relationship with Caitlin, you can't really go public and put that out there. No matter how true, no matter how true that statement may be, you have to give yourself, uh, uh, give it time so y'all can build a relationship, and then y'all have that mutual trust. And I think that when Christy Sides did that, she didn't build that mutual trust between her and Caitlin. And I don't think they have it after 3 games. And you could the fans, Caitlin's fans really came after Christie. And to me, it just seems like the people or the players and the coaches on the Indiana Fever, they don't really get like the situation because the sponsors and the league are really invested in Caitlin. Caitlin, I think she has like a $28 million contract that she just got from Nike. She has sponsorships with State Farm, a sports drink company. She has several different sponsors. So that's a lot of money and a lot of people invested in her success. Nike is not going to allow her to be. They just not going to be able to run her out of the league. If anything, I know that they'll change coaches. They'll move players, anything to put the kind of people around Caitlin Clark that's going to make Caitlin successful. And it just seems to me that these coaches and these players don't realize what they are up against. If you can't put Caitlin in a position to win or a position where as though you'll be able to help her out, then it's obvious to me that anybody who has seen this in basketball before that you will be out. Just like I said, I've seen this with Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan first got to the Chicago Bulls, a lot of his teammates didn't like him. They were they called him the hot shot rookie, and they kind of shied away from him because Mike was all about basketball, and Mike, some of the things that they were into, Mike wasn't into. And so Mike really the organization saw that they had to make some changes, and that's what they did. They got rid of the coach, they got rid of some players, and they brought players in that were that could help Mike be a better ball player, and also in return Mike could help them be a better ball players and be a better team. And so that's that's the same thing that's going to happen here. I'm kind of really disappointed at the coach though. I think like if she don't take advantage of this opportunity to be able to coach a franchise ball player, and it's not about being right, it's about getting the opportunity to coach a franchise ball player, and that's exactly what Caitlin Clark is. She needs to be trying to build a relationship with Caitlin. I know coaches don't want to, they don't want to feel like they kissing the players behind, but this situation is different. Christy Size has plenty of basketball experience. Nobody can doubt the fact that this lady can coach. She was with the Atlanta Dream for a while as an assistant coach. She was also with the Chicago Sky as an assistant. She also coached. She has college experience also at the coach. As a coach. So I just think that for her to mismanage this situation will be her loss, because in the end, Caitlin Clark is going to be there. And the same goes for the players. You got to find a way to kind of like build chemistry with each other. It's not all about like just kissing her behind or just trying to buddy up to her, but y'all have to honestly try to build chemistry, and just put your egos to the side, because if Caitlin Clark wins, then everybody, you know what I mean, all of you all will win. Then that'll be because she comes to this team with a large base, and her base and her support is the league and the sponsors just want to capitalize on that. And if you don't get on this train as a coach, and if you don't get on this train as a player, then you're going to be out, and you're going to be whining and talking about like how they didn't treat you fair, or how they showed favoritism to Caitlin, which you know what I mean. That might be true, but you have to find a way to get in where you fit in. And if you don't, you won't be there. And I think that that'll be the first step in getting, making everything good for Caitlin at, playing at with the Fever, with the Indiana Fever. As for the rest of the league, the only way I think that Caitlin will be able to get respect, or the Indiana Fever will be able to get respect, is they have to go out and they have to beat teams. They gotta they gotta win some games to get respect. And once they start winning, then the respect will come from people around the league. But the first thing they have to do is just really, probably they're gonna have to clean house and move some players around in the on their team. And that way, when the Indiana Fever come into somebody arena, or when somebody comes into their arena, it's like us against the world. So that's going to be the first step. I know Indiana lost their first 3 games, but that'll be the first step, is to make sure everything at home is good. And then once they go on the road and they start beating other teams, then they'll gain the respect of other players around the league. People like Diana Taurasi, and like I mentioned, Breonna Stewart. These are veterans. Asia Wilson. Asia. I think they may not wind up. They may not be best friends or anything, but believe me, once you start beating people, that's how you definitely gain their respect. But so yeah, with that being said, man, let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree. If you think that you know, they'll move people out, they'll get rid of the coaches, or do you think that the league will allow you know, Caitlin Clark to just sit on the bench, or put her, or the coach to put her in a position, or even players put her in a position where she won't be successful? I don't think it's going to happen. I think that the league and the sponsors just have too much invested into Caitlin. Her base is too big. And I think that if these coaches and these players don't stop hating on Caitlin, then I think they're going to be the ones out. They're going to be the ones complaining about, how they weren't treated fair, and stuff like that. So, yeah, let me know, what you think. Let me know if you agree. Make sure to leave a comment below. Also, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe, and feel free to contribute to the Cash App. With that being said, I also appreciate all of the support that I've been getting. The channel is steadily growing. We're closing in on 10,000. I think we have over 8,000, close to 8,500 subscribers. Help me get to 10,000. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll check you all out on the next video. And with that being